Hi, my name is Megan Bennett. I'm a librarian here at the Farmington Public Library. And what I'm going to show you today is how to fold a Moravian Star. Now, a Moravian Star is a 16-pointed star, 8 of which are flat and 8 of which are 3D. Very interesting, right? It's a little tricky to fold, so I'm going to walk you through the steps using a color-coded star. Go to the reference desk, Farmington Public Library, and you pick up a bag that says Moravian Star on it. And if you'll follow me down to the table, I'll show you what's in the bag. You're going to pull out an envelope that's going to have all of your materials in it. I'll show you what's in the envelope in a second. Your instructions that have pictures, color pictures of how to make your star. And 2 more things. A glue stick and a folded Moravian Star, so you can see what they look like while you're trying to fold your own. And what you will need also is a pair of scissors, which are not included in the kit. And in your envelope, you will find a bunch of strips of paper in a bunch of different colors, because you'll find the color-coded strips. You'll need to separate them out from the rest of your packet. So separate out the 2 red, blue, yellow, and green. Take them to the side. And you'll find just a lot of this kind of sparkly, dark silver, gray paper. This is the paper that once you make your practice star, you will have, these are the stars you can make for yourself. And they make great Christmas tree ornaments for next year. Next Christmas, they make great little gifts. And they're really awesome to just put on your desk or something like that, on your kitchen table. And the star you're going to make is going to look like that. It's going to be sparkly, and it's going to be a dark silver gray. The color is actually called shadow, so it's about the color of a thunderstorm clouds, but a little sparkly. So once you've separated your strips, and you've got your colorful strips here, so you've got your green, your red, your blue, and your yellow all separated out, you're going to take your glue stick, and you're going to glue the edges of your strips together, just one side. So you're going to take one side here, a bit of glue, and one side here, a little bit of glue, and you want to try to keep that to being just the edge of the strip. So you want a strip that's about 16 inches long when you finish. And you want to do that for the remaining strips. They don't quite glue themselves together, just a little more glue and another try. And now we're on to yellow. Come here, yellow. Come here, yellow. Okay. Done with the glue. After you give them a second, you're going to pick them up and fold them in half. One of the benefits of using a glue stick is that it dries very quickly. Once you've folded it in half, you're going to carefully taper the ends by cutting them very gently, very slightly, so that you have a taper. The thing with the star is the more precise you are with every one of your folds, the better the star will look in the end. Now you've got your 4 glued together, folded and tapered strips. And look at your instructions. Now I've got the instructions out of this camera so that I can demonstrate the star with a little bit more precision. But we're going to put the strips together. Now when you do this, you want to make sure that the fold is up to you, and everything I'm doing here is so it looks the way it looks for you. That's why the camera angle changed. And you want to make sure that every time you do this, that you pick up every bit. So the first step is to take, this is strip 1, so yellow pointing up, and you want to make sure that you get both strips through blue, pointing to the right. And then you're going to take red, and you want to make sure that you pick up both strips of blue and slide it through red. And then green, both strips of red. And you want to make sure that you slide it through, both strips through yellow. And then you want to fold the strip together like that, like so. And you want to, once they're together, you want to tighten it so you make the center square of the Moravian Star. You're going to start with the strip pointing to the top, which is yellow. You're going to fold it down carefully. And you may need to adjust the center square a bit. It's going to move just a little bit while you're doing this. We don't recommend using glue because you'll have to push your blue through your yellow, and if you glue yellow down, it won't work. Then you're going to move green over, so left to right. You're going to pick up the lower bottom right, which is red, and slide that up. And then you're going to take upper left, or upper right here, sorry, top right, blue, and you're going to tuck blue under yellow. So blue wants to come out like that, so it is tucked under yellow to make your center square. So it should look a bit like that with the colors here across each other. Now the next step is you make the first 4 points, and then you flip the star over, make a second 4 points, and then you make the vertical. So we're going to start with the first 4 points. And this is usually the pretty easy fold. You take your upper strip, the red strip, so the upper strip on the right side, and you fold it down so that it is parallel to the blue strip below it. And then you fold it so that it is parallel to itself. And the better your folds are here, the sharper your folds are, the sharper the points look. And then you fold it over itself. You get the point there. Now in order to make the point work, you just need to do this. Take the strip and fold and tuck it under the blue pocket that you made in the previous, when you made the center square. And now you take your star, rotate it clockwise, and do it again with blue. So take blue, fold it over so that it's parallel to yellow. Fold it so it's parallel to itself, and fold it over itself. Pull the tail, weave the tail of the strip. Now if it does this like mine's doing here, just do it very, very gently. Paper can be ripped if you pull too tightly, so be gentle with this. You can rip your paper. And now you're going to turn it counterclockwise, you're going to turn it clockwise, and you're going to have yellow. And you're going to fold yellow the same way. So yellow parallel to green, parallel to itself, over itself. And now you're going to weave that strip end in. Wiggle it through. And again, clockwise. You can go clockwise or counterclockwise on the star, but once you start in one direction, you need to keep the same direction on every single point. So I find it easier to go clockwise. And then green, parallel to red, parallel to itself, over itself. Now here you can't see the pocket you make, so you're going to pull the red over so you can see your pocket. And tuck green into the pocket. Just be very gentle with it. Just be gentle with it. Kind of. See? There you go. Now you got a point. Now, once you've done that, you need to flip your star over. Just like that. Now sometimes, and on the picture you'll see in your instructions, this part right here is not tucked through its pocket. So this red right here will be like this. So nothing to worry about, just tuck it carefully through its pocket if it looks like that. The reason for that is you just didn't catch the red, both pieces, when you pulled the green through. It's not a big deal at all. It's just, if it is like that or you see that, just carefully tuck everything through its pocket so all pieces are tucked through their pockets. Now, starting again from the top, carefully fold it down so it's parallel to where the strip would be, parallel to its point, to itself, over, and then tuck it into its pocket. Pull it through. Pull the tail through. Come on. Be good. Nope. See, if it ever does that, just it twisted itself, and undo it, take it out, and redo the fold. It just twisted itself, and so instead of sliding the way you want it to slide, it's twisting. I find it sometimes easier to rest my finger on the point when I'm pulling it through, but then you can't see what I'm doing. Turn it clockwise again. Now you've got yellow pointing to the top. Make a point for yellow, so parallel to itself, parallel to green, parallel to itself, over itself, and woven through. See, it twisted itself again. Just like that. Now you've got a yellow point there. Clockwise again. Parallel to the point below it. Parallel to itself. Fold it over itself. And woven through. And it is sometimes helpful if you put your finger there on the top of the point that you're making, and then you push it through. So once you get it started, that you do that. That sometimes helps keep the point from doing the twisty thing. Last one. Same thing. Last point. Down. So like that. Again, you need to pull that one over so you can see the pocket. Get it started. And slide it through. Okay. Star should look like this, with everything kind of over each other. And the first step you need to do to make your 4 points is to make sure that no strip folds over any other strip. So you want to take this and kind of move it to the side. Take the blue strip, move it to the side. Take the yellow strip and fold it down so that it's over itself and the point stands up like that. Take the green and fold it the same way. So you want to go upper left goes down, upper right goes to the left, the lower right goes to the top, and that little blue strip that we folded first goes over to the right, like that. So once it looks like this, notice how nothing is over anything else. Everything's over it. There's nothing, no fold over anything else. We're going to do the most complicated fold. And the first fold on this particular thing is always the most complicated. So we're going to take this one here. Notice how it's by itself. It's not over anything. Nothing's over it or under it. And it's folded tightly. Okay. So we're going to take that strip. We're going to fold it so that it is perpendicular to the strip below it. Then we're going to take that strip that's been folded just like that, and we're going to fold it over the strip below it. Okay. So if you notice, the red strip is now over the blue strip as opposed to over itself or perpendicular to itself. Now we're going to take this point, and keeping everything straight, we don't want to twist it at all. We're going to take it, and we're going to take this point right here, and we're going to slide the point into the green. And you're sitting there, you're watching this video going, no, you can't be doing that. You're going to slide it into the green, and if all goes to plan, I'm going to pull the green down like that so you can see the green point. The red should slide out of the green. And if it doesn't want to do that, you can kind of work your fingernail under the green fold and kind of give it another couple tags. Sometimes it'll take a bit because it's trying to go into the wrong spot. So you want to kind of work it a bit until it comes out of the green point. Okay. Now being very careful, you may have to pick the star up at this point. you just want to pull this tightly, pull the red strip tightly until you make the first of your 8 vertical points or peaks. So there's the red strip coming out of the green strip, out of the green point, and there's the red vertical peak. So take it, fold it, rotate it clockwise again, and make the same fold. So parallel to the strip below it, over the strip below it, being careful not to crush your peak, and tuck it into the point. You're going to loop it through. Just make sure you do not twist your strip. And there's the green coming out of the yellow. A gentle tug. And you see, I gave it a little rip, so it's going to be a little more difficult, but it's still very doable. If you wanted to, you could use a little bit of tape to splint that. So you put a little bit of tape on the side, a little bit of tape at that side, and it would work just fine. I'm going to, again, fold parallel, flip over, and just twist around. Okay. And it should pop right out of that peak. This one's not going to look too precise because of that tear, but no big deal. We'll make that one. We'll make this the bottom of the star. Okay. Notice how it made that fold there, so you can still see how it would have worked. And the last peak on the top side. So down, over. You may need to use your fingernails, a pair of tweezers, something like that to help you pull the star. And that tear was in the very wrong spot. Oh. Ugh, poor tear. Okay, there we go. Looks a little better that way. Now once you've got your blue point, your last point, you're going to want to take the star and flip it again, completely over, just like that. And you're going to want to rotate the pieces again the same way you did before. So take the red there, move it over to the side, green down, yellow over, blue up, and make sure that's all nice and tight so nothing's over itself. And then repeat the steps from the previous thing. So we're going to take the blue there, going to fold it so it's parallel to the strip below it, fold it over the strip below it, and you are going to have to be holding the star at this point. And you're going to tuck it carefully through the point. Like that. And rotate it clockwise and do the same thing again. So fold it parallel, fold it over, and carefully push it through. Clockwise, green strip, tucked it over like that, down like that, and twist it through. So last point, the final 8th point. The strip, fold it down so it's parallel to the strip below it. Fold it over like that. Push it through. There are tips and tricks to doing that, and once to doing this little step here, and there's a lot of different places online that you can find other instructions on the star or other people folding the star. If you want to see it multiple times, you can always look at one of those. And of course, when you're done, you just need to go like this, cut the tails, give it a nice little gentle tug, and cut out the tails. Okay, flip the star over. Oops, you can see the mistake. Doesn't look too bad. This is a practice star, so If something like that happens, you can always splint the star, like I said, or the strip of paper, which is where you would just use a piece of tape there, and it would make the point, it would make the vertical point like that, like it's supposed to. But there you go, one folded Moravian star. And as I said earlier, you'll need to pick up your star kit at the reference desk when you make. This is the example you'll find. It might be gold. I think I'm going to run out of silver paper. And this is the color of the star that you'd make out of the sparkly paper that you have. You will want to be gentle with this paper. It can tear. If the strips don't feel like they're sliding smoothly through their pockets, you can always trim a millimeter, half a millimeter off of the strip on one of the sides, and then it should slide smoothly. Just be careful how much you take off. If you give it too much of a haircut, it won't do what you want it to do in later steps. You can also, if you really want to, you can cover it in paraffin wax that will waterproof the paper. Or you can, if you want to hang it to make an ornament out of it for Christmas in 2021, you can take a piece of filament line, so fishing line, and just a regular sewing needle, and you would very carefully work a filament line through any of these points here. So on this one, you would work the filament line, say here, and you would hang it like that. It would hang like that. It's got a lot of points. It's got a lot of shadows. It's a very interesting looking star.